let's go into some quick publishing news, starting with IngramSpark raising print costs. Jonathan?
IngramSpark is changing its print-on-demand pricing for indie authors starting February 1st, 2026. Most book types are facing an increase of 2 to 5% per page, and the cost of color is actually dropping like it did for KDP print earlier this year. Now color is still more expensive than black and white, but the prices are just moving closer together now. I'll tell you, IngramSpark is harder to use than KDP. Advanced indie authors like to use IngramSpark for libraries, and if you want to try to get into retail stores and stuff like that. And most retailers won't actually source books from KDP print, but they'll source from IngramSpark. Now, we already did a story on how the library system is changing on where they're sourcing books. So maybe there will be more libraries that actually start sourcing from KDP print using their new interface. We'll see how that actually plays out, and we'll get some practical results and how that whole thing is going. For right now, like I'm speaking this moment, I don't know how things will change in the coming months once the new year starts and people start revamp. I mean, the federal budget goes October to October, November to November, something like that. So when libraries get their new budgets and stuff and figure out how they're going to acquire books, things could shift dramatically. So we'll be on the lookout for that, and we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, this isn't a huge price increase. It's more or less in line with inflation, which is encouraging to see because we had some weird supply chain issues in this industry a few years back, and it's good to see things kind of getting back to normal in terms of pricing. What you're looking at is a 10 cents to 20 cents increase per book. And since you can't raise your prices by that amount, this is going to eat into your margins. So you can either raise your prices by $1 and blame it on costs going up, in which case it actually would increase your margins, or you could keep your prices the same, which is what most authors will do, and your margins will go down. But these new prices haven't kicked in yet. So if you are an IngramSpark author, order your author copies for the year. If you sell in person, order them now, and you can get them at that new lower price. But I want to reiterate, I do not recommend IngramSpark for brand new authors. This is an advanced technique. It only matters on the margin. And if you haven't been able to sell at least 1,000 copies on KDP print, this is just a headache that you don't have to mess with. Once you're selling thousands of copies on KDP print and you're wanting and increasing your sales by 5% actually is enough to matter, then consider adding IngramSpark to the mix. I will say overall it's more expensive than KDP print if you compare the prices side by side. So really the only time to use IngramSpark is if you're going with a brick and mortar distribution channel strategy. I have a bunch of episodes on that. But they're not the only ones raising their prices. So Smashwords is also raising and simplifying their prices. Jonathan?
They announced a major update to its royalty structure this week. The platform is now run entirely by Draft Digital. They acquired it a year or so back. They're now going to simplify rates across the board. So books that are priced under $2.99 are now just going to earn authors a flat 40% of whatever that price is. Previously, it varied by retailer and price tier.
It was so
which was a lot of math for people that hate math. So this is a simplification procedure. It's probably better on bookkeeping on their end too. Probably fewer errors, fewer complaints, reduces their workload on their troubleshooting and on their customer support. And they're saying that this prioritizes transparency and predictability, meaning none of us are smart enough to keep doing it this way.
But it is an opportunity for them to raise prices, and they have taken that opportunity.
Yeah. And so this is going to affect your lead magnet or your what is that called? I can't think of the term now. The loss leader. That's what I'm looking for. If you're a loss leader strategy, there's now more of a loss on Smashwords because you're getting a lower rate across the board.
And we should probably explain what Smashwords is. Smashwords and Draft Digital are tools to help you go wide. So there's two big strategies that authors follow. One is being exclusive to Amazon with their ebook, which has certain benefits. And one is putting your ebook everywhere. And putting your ebook everywhere can be a lot of hassle because you have to create 1 million accounts and it's a lot of work. And so tools like Draft to Digital and tools like Smashwords handle some of that complexity for you, but they do it at a cost. And that cost is going up. You don't have to use Smashwords. You could create an account with Kobo and create an account with Apple and create an account with Barnes & Noble. But that's only worth it if you're moving enough copies to make it worth it, because spending a lot of hassle to only sell 2 copies a year is not a good investment.